Simon Moore.
Well done, man.
That's M-O-O-R-E. Simon,
Might get daylight.
what the hell happened back there?
Yeah, man.
Basically, Britain invaded Afghanistan, and that was a big mistake. They bombed a nation that had done nothing wrong. And basically, it's a very good question because we are now paying the price of that engagement. And we should withdraw our support for this government whilst it continues to behave in the manner which it is behaving.
And that ultimately ended up with you on the top of your kitchen,
Yes.
being pulled off by bailiffs.
Well done.
That's right, yes.
But do you think that your message has been heard by the government?
I think clearly it has, because as Gandhi said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. And at the moment what we see is the government resorting to the age-old use of force, which is its primary means of effecting change on this planet. And as we know, it's about one of the worst means available to try and bring about change on the planet. So what's happening in the Democracy Village is just a microcosm of the philosophy which the government uses to try and solve problems. And what we must do is go beyond force and develop new ways of effecting change. One of the ways that you can affect change is to immediately withdraw support for anything which you consider to be immoral. So if you look at your tax, your income tax, and you discover that part of your tax is going to immoral means, you should immediately take efforts to stop that tax going to the government until such time as you feel happy that that government is behaving itself. Only once everyone as individuals takes individual responsibility for every action of this government can we create a better government which reflects just and peaceful behaviour.
From what walk of life have you come? What do you normally do?
I come from the universe, as do you. We are all consciousness manifesting itself.
Do you have a job at the moment? What sort of job do you do?
I see the role of all human beings is to lead a dignified life and enjoy life in a dignified way.
I do understand that, sir, but I mean, just so that the viewer can understand where you've personally come from that's led you to this point.
Where have we all come from? That is one of the great questions that science has so far been unable to answer.
No, absolutely, sir. But I mean, you know, it's the viewer wants to know, you know, members of the public are here protesting on their behalf. They're curious to know what you did beforehand that brought you to this point, that made you want to join a movement like this in action.
I just simply realised that this government was behaving in a way that was indefensible in terms of its aggressive wars on innocent countries, and that it was a moral duty for every citizen of the country to become a counter-friction to its activities. And so I am merely upholding what I think we should all be doing all across Britain, totally peacefully, with total compassion for everyone, no violence or hatred. We must withdraw our support and become a peaceful counter-friction.
That looked pretty frightening back there on top of the kitchen. I mean, were you at all frightened for your safety when the bailiffs started turning up with the ladders?
No, not really. No, I wasn't.
And there was no damage to you or to
the other man. No.
No. Okay. So, Simon, where for you next? Now that they've banned you from being in Parliament Square, where are you going to take your protest?
Well, we will have to continue to break unjust laws, to show the injustice of the laws relating to freedom of assembly and freedom of speech. And so I think that will lead us back into Westminster. We're already in Westminster now. I don't think we're going to be going anywhere tonight, and we will be coming back. On next weekend, Saturday, this weekend coming, we will be in Victoria Tower Gardens from 1 o'clock, carrying on a People's Assembly calling for the withdrawal of all troops from Afghanistan and a continuation of a discussion about the kind of government that we want to see.
Thank you very much. I wish you a very good evening.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, 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 hey.
congratulations. That will land up on telly.
Well, no, well, you know, I mean, certainly it will have to, because we've got a picture of you stuck on the roof and then being pulled off and manhandled down the square.
Right.
So, but thank you. I'm glad you were.
I loved your answer to the question where you come from, Sam. It's great. From the universe. I think
No worries.